Ielts, we like to get some feedback from our learners. So this is my first class with speaking with you all, and that's why I like to know your experience on speaking Ielts, or how many things you gathered from your previous topics. I am going to ask you question. Mr. One, Rayyan Islam,
Assalamu alaikum.
Sabir Hassan. So Rayyan Islam, can you
Assalamu alaikum.
share your view of the speaking Ielts speaking? What thing you gather from the previous classes?
So I didn't have any previous class, but I know a little bit about it.
You didn't participate it, so is it your first classes with speaking or you second classes?
So this is my first class. Before that, I joined 6 days English speaking challenge with SLC Education.
So Sabir Hassan, Mr. Sabir Hassan, can you share your experience with speaking classes?
So this is my first class.
Your first class, okay. So
Yes,
can
sir.
you tell me about the IELTS speaking module?
Sir, I haven't seen yet about the module.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to give you an idea about IELTS speaking module, which help you to have a expected score in speaking. And I had experience working as an IELTS examiner with British Council to conduct IELTS speaking modules for a long time. So I have lots of experience I can share with you how you can achieve your expected score, how you can get 7 score, 8 score. We have lots of experience I like to share with you today's class. Let's talk about the speaking module of IELTS. And one thing we have to see, what is a speaking module? Speaking module is a Viva test conducted by an examiner, selected examiner, Cambridge University certified examiner, will conduct a speaking module with the candidate. Let's see the speaking part, speaking module. What type of question we will be asked in the module? Types of speaking task we have to learn. And I mentioned this is a Viva test. This is a Viva test. We are going to discuss that in the Viva test, approximately 15 minute and 14 minute Viva test. There are two parts. In the first part, examiner asks you about yourself, your home, your work, your study, and other familiar topics. Then examiner may ask you some small topic like music, watching TV, your family, your friends. Some question will be asked by the examiner. And you need to answer all sorts of questions as you can. Then you will be given a cue card. Cue card is very familiar in IELTS speaking like that. The cue card you can see in the screen. A topic discussed like here I have provided you cue card. Describe a tourist attraction you enjoy visiting. You will have to talk about the topic for 1 and 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make some notes to help you if you wish. So the thing is that for the cue card, first of all, understand what is the cue card, what is the cue card subject, then try to answer, try to speak in 1 and 2 minutes. Then you will have to, you will be asked some more questions, cue card related. This is about the speaking part. The main thing is for speaking. If you are looking to have 7 score, 7 plus score, 8 score, you have to learn, you have to know the some things, how you are going to get a good score. To get 7 or 6.5 score, you have to remember whether you are plainly speaker or not. What does plainly speaking means? And as your native tongue, native language says, you speak English in the way this is called fluency. Then your vocabulary capability, you have lots of vocabulary or not. Thirdly, your pronunciation, and fourth, your grammatical accuracy. 4 skill you be justify. I have experience to justify the IELTS speaking score. So 4 skill we justify whether we justify whether the candidate have fluency or not, whether he or she has a vocabulary ability, whether the candidate can speak English with a correct pronunciation, and thirdly, we justify our learner the grammatical accuracy. 4 things are essentials. Let's have a discuss. I like to talk one thing. First of all, examiner will ask you what's your name. You can have say your name. Where are you from? You can answer I am from these places. Then you will be asked about your friend, about your work, about your study. Then you will be given some small topic, like here you have some small topic that people you study or work with. Then questions that who do you spend most time studying with? Then you have to answer the question elaboratingly, not short way, because here the option is why. Why will not be asked. Just you have to answer the question elaboratingly. Examiner not need to say why. For example, if you ask who do you spend most of the time studying with? You can say, well, I had been spending 10 years of my academic career since school education to college education. So I had lots of friends. So in accordance with the question, I used to spend with my close friend is Mr. Rahman. He was very good friend. He was very friendly. So he very helpful to me. Now you can continue, keep speaking until your examiners stop you. 2 and 3 lines is enough to answer the question. And approximately 4 and 5 minutes, some question may be asked. You have to answer the question elaboratingly. Then you will provide a cue card like this. Describe about a tourist attraction you enjoy visiting. What is the tourist attraction is, when and why you visited it, why you did here. Explain why you enjoy visiting tourist attraction. Okay, so this thing, you will be given a minute, 1 minute to think. And you have to speak over the topic 2 minutes or 1 and 2 minutes on the topics. Then you will be asked some more question, cue card related. that what about the cue card? You will be, for example, in 5 minutes, you will be asked different kinds of tourist attraction. What are the most popular tourist attraction in your country? How do the type of tourist attraction that younger people like to visit compare with those that older people like to visit? Do you agree that some tourist attraction should be free to visit? These are the IELTS speaking tests. Now you can share your comment whether you understand or not. I like to talk with Mr. Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman, do you have idea about speaking module?
Yes, sir.
Can you please share your experience in your previous classes you have learned? What did you learn in the speaking module? What you have to do to get 7 score or 8 score in the speaking module?
About cue card.
Overall, everything in 40 minutes. First part, second part, third part. Share your experience. What do you have to do? How you have to speak to get good score?
Yeah. Yeah. Firstly, we have to know about vocabulary and grammatical and linking verb. Firstly, we have
Abdul
said,
Rahman, I mentioned that there are 3 parts of speaking. First part, if examiner will ask you what's your name, you can say my name is Abdul Rahman. If examiner may ask you, can I see your mark sheet? You have to show your passport. Examiner may ask you by what name can I call you? You can say you can call me Rahman. Then examiner asks you some small topic like, could you please tell me about your living places? How will you answer the question?
I can say.
Yeah, please. Can you please explain about your living places? Can you answer, Mr. Abdul Rahman? Explain about your living place. Currently, you are living.
At this moment, I live in native village, but I live in native village in Sylhet district, Bangladesh.
Okay, it is enough. No, you have to answer the question elaborately. Oh, well, I live in Sylhet, which is situated in Sylhet division center of Sylhet. It is famous for the tea garden and Bazaar of Shah Jalal. You know, Sylhet is the southern parts of Bangladesh. It's about 300 kilometers away from Dhaka city, from Dhaka capital city. It's very peaceful state. Particularly, I live in the city area. City names the Jinda Bazaar. Jinda Bazaar is very famous in Sylhet region. Lots of building there, lots of shopping center. You can see there is a Bazaar of Shah Jalal beside Jinda Bazaar, Ambar Khana. So Sylhet is very nice place to visit. You don't have some traffic jam as Dhaka city. This is the way to get 7 score. If you are able to answer elaborately, you are supposed to get good score. Now, Abdul Rahman, can you answer the question again? Could you please explain about your living places?
Well, I live in Sylhet. It is situated northern area of Bangladesh. Sylhet is famous a number of reasons. Among them, there are a lot of natural beauty in our Sylhet city. There are a lot of natural wealth. Among them, stone, sand, kolam, etc. Every year, a lot of people comes in our Sylhet city for visiting in another district. Our city is famous. Our city has grab of the Shah Jalal Yameni, and our city has most famous place in Jinda Bazar. Jinda Bazar has a lot of enhancement shopping city.
Thank
So
you,
Sylhet
Mr. Rahman. Thank you. This is the way to get 7 score. You have to elaborate your answer until your examiners say, teacher say, thank you, Abdul Rahman. You have to keep speaking. This is the technique to get good score in speaking parts. So fourth thing you have to remember, whether you have good fluency. Abdul Rahman, do you know what is fluency?
Could you repeat, please, sir?
Fluency. Do you know what is fluency?
No, sir, I don't know.
Fluency mean you should be able to speak as spontaneously without stopping. Like some people say, I am Abdul Rahman, I am from Sylhet, I am a student. That means you don't have fluency. You have to gather speaking without any stopping, without mumbling. Spontaneously, you can speak English. This is called fluency. You have to ensure this thing first of all. Secondly, that's why hassle-free in the workshop, we organize some speaking practice, challenging speaker. You have to keep speaking. Then gradually you can improve your fluency. This is called fluency, first thing. Secondly, you have to ensure that you have good knowledge in English vocabulary. Thirdly, you have to ensure that your pronunciation is good. Fourthly, you have to ensure that you don't have grammatical mistake. If you are able to confirm that you are skilled in four area, you may get good score. For example, I ask you, explain about your living places. You explain, well, thank you very much. I know I live in Sylhet. It is situated in northern parts of Bangladesh, southern parts of Bangladesh. It's about 300 kilometers away from Dhaka city. You know, Sylhet is very nice city because it is famous for the Shah Jalal Mazar tea garden. Is very peaceful city. There's no traffic jam as Dhaka city. The place I live is called Jinda Bazar. Jinda Bazar is very famous place in Sylhet area. People, it's the center of Sylhet, a very nice place. Lots of shopping center, as well as it has some tourist attraction place like Shah Jalal Mazar. This is called the good speaker. Now I like to know same question from other person, Mr. Sabir Hassan. Sabir Hassan, can you explain about your living places? Currently you are living.
Sir, I live in Jamalpur, which is north center of Bangladesh. It lies on the west bank of the old Brahmaputra River, an important trade center, especially for agricultural products. It is connected by rail with Mymensingh. It has several government colleges. Additionally, the surrounding region is largely agricultural. Among the chief crops are rice, jute, sugarcane, mustard seeds, peanuts,
Thank
and
you.
wheat.
Thank you, Mr. Sabir. You did well. Thank you. You did well.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. You may, if you try, you can have a good score in speaking. You understood how to speak English. You understood. Keep practicing. Now I like to
Okay, sir. Thank you.
know the same answer from Rayyan Islam. Mr. Rayyan, could you please explain about your living place?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. First of all, I live in Jamalpur. It's situated beside Brahmaputra. There are so many institutions around here, especially government institution. There is a Zilla school which is famous for its background, and there is also government colleges. There are so many transport like the train, rickshaw, bus, and other things. There are so many agricultural things that grew here in our here in our Jamalpur. There are a lot of for a lot of reason this city is famous in our country.
Well done, Mr. Sabir. Well done. Your speaking is very good. Try keep trying. I think you can have good score in speaking. So this is about the first part. First part, you may ask more question like this. If you are asked some short topic question, will you please explain about your best friends? I like to give you a demo that the best friends keep speaking like that. Oh, well, thank you very much. People may have lots of friends. If I talk about the best friends, I have only two best friends, Mr. X and Y. You know, best friends are very rare in our society because nowadays it's very rare to find best friends in the present times. But luckily, I have two best friends, Mr. Jamal, Mr. Kamal. Mr. Jamal was my childhood friends. Now we are not student, but we have keep strong relation each other's. Though Jamal is not in my country, Jamal is in USA. He lives in USA, but we have still connection with each other. So we talk to us over video calls, everything. Very important thing. If I talk about the Mr. Jamal always try to help me for every purpose. So he is my best friend. Now, same question I like to ask you to get good score. You gather the idea how to get this score. Sabir, please, can you answer the same question? Can you please tell me about your best friend?
My best friend name is Dhruvo. He is 23 years old and a handsome fellow.
Okay, keep speaking that because he is very friendly. We used to go anywhere. We used to travel. We used to, in our school life, we used to do every sorts of work, like traveling, like going for picnic together. So I never find like his friends. You can explain long things. So now I like to give you some more things about the things. If you ask something that people you study or work with. Now, what kinds of thing do you study or work with other people? How can you answer the question, Mr. Sabir?
Sir, which one?
Here
What?
you can see in the screen what kinds of
The
things.
second one.
Second one, do you study or work on with other people?
Sir, in my course, we have to do many presentation as a group work. So there will be 5 members, and we have to divide the works together among us. And we do our work and compile them and send them to our teacher. This is how we did the group work.
Okay, I like to give an answer. Well, thank you very much. We can do many sorts of things. We do many sorts of things with our best friend, with our some people. For example, if we study, we need some company. In our class, in our school, we have some best friend. When we have some difficult maths or homeworks, we can share in the college library. So my best friend, Mr. XYZ, we keep together, talk together, and solve any difficult, complex problems. The thing is that. And are there times when you study, work better by yourself? Are there times when you study or work better by yourself? The question is that, do you have any time to work or study when you feel better? How will you answer the question? Mr. Abdurrahman, please reply. How will you answer the question? Please, Abdurrahman, can you share your view? How will you answer the question? Are there times when you study or work better by yourself?
Yes, sir. It cannot be denied that at this time I am working. I am learning English. Most of the most of the time I wanna spend precisely for learning. I think uh, I think in the nighttime, I think each time is better by myself.
Okay, you can explain. Well, thank you very much. I don't have much free time because I am a student. So evening is my best time because in evening time we can have enjoy our for myself. We can study myself. We can watch TV. Almost all the day in at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. I have a TV for show, and I enjoy time with me very much. Okay, this thing you understand. Now we like to talk about the cue cards. Cue card is very important for getting high score in Ielts speaking. So four things you have to remember. First of all, you have to understand what is cue card is. It may be common topic, but if you are not good at English, if you don't have good knowledge in English speaking, you cannot have good score. That's why you have to remember what key point to be remembered to have good score in cue cards. First of all, the thing is that understand the topic of cue card. For example, here the cue card is describe a tourist attraction you enjoy visiting. Describe a tourist attraction you enjoy visiting. You should say what this tourist attraction is, when and why you visited this, what you did there. Explain why you enjoy visiting the tourist attraction. Now, I'd like to gather some idea from Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman, do you have idea about the speaking on cue card?
Yes, sir.
Please share your comment. How you speak on the cue card?
Everyone knows. Everyone knows in our countries there are a lot of natural beauty. Among them, in our Sylhet city, for famous for natural beauty. I wanna share about tourist attraction is Bolaganj and Jaflong. It is situated in Sylhet city. I did go in 2017 with my friends. That time I felt a lot of things. That time I lot of things. I have played with my friends football, and I swim river, river, and I cast photo, and I saw a natural beauty. In Jaflong is situated in southern area in Sylhet. It's beside a lot of big hill. This hill is situated in India. So that time I see a lot of natural. That time I see a lot of people comes to visit for glimpse in natural beauty. Each time I think each time is very memorable. Memorable. I uh, I wanna uh, I wanna have to go about this place.
Abdul Rahman, thank you, Abdul Rahman. So I like to note some points. You have a habit to speak a short form. I'm gonna is good, but in a formal speaking,
sir, I can try to note.
You need to avoid these sorts of using short forms. And you have another problem is that you are speaking same word again and again. So you have to avoid these mistakes, and you have to think in 1 minute or 2 minutes how to finish speaking on the question like what the tourist attraction is, when and why you visited, what you did there, explain why you enjoy visiting the tourist places. I like to give you an example like that. Okay, thank you very much for giving me a nice topics. This is very enjoyable topics, good topic to speak. So many places to visit in my country as well in foreign country, but I did not have chance to visit all the places. According to the topic, I like to describe a tourist attraction I enjoy visiting. Recently, before 3 or 4 months, I visited Cox's Bazar. You know, Cox's Bazar is the longest sea beach in Bangladesh, which is very attractive to the people from our country and abroad. In every year, particularly summer and winter seasons, people from around the world visit Cox's Bazar, where you can enjoy many sorts of things. You can enjoy the water scenario, enjoy the long sea beach. Many sorts of things can be enjoyed over years. The thing I did over there, I stayed in the Cox's Bazar in a hotel, 5-star hotel. That was my first visit with my family in Cox's Bazar. Then I mentioned that Cox's Bazar is one of the best tourist spot in Bangladesh. Then it is very famous place to visit. Some film actor, film industry, film actor people go Cox's Bazar to make a movie. That's all about it. Now you can explain some place which you know well. So I like to know from Sabir. Please, Sabir, can you speak over the topic?
So one year ago, I visited Bogura. One of my friends called me to visit there. I went there by bus and stayed there about 2 days. He took me to the famous places of Bogura.
Okay,
And I saw many tourists there.
Okay, please speak.
So, so I have to think more because
Okay, no
1
problem.
year
So you can
ago,
keep-
yes, sir. Yeah, okay, sir.
I like to listen from other person, Mr. Rayyan Islam.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to tell about what you asked me. It was about 6 or 7 years ago. I went to Jahangirnagar University because of my admission. I went there and I stayed there for 7 or 8 days, and I visited maximum places of the university. The university campus was just amazing. I enjoyed a lot. There were so many campus. There are so many departments. There are so many natural beauties out there. It's really amazing. You just can't explain. It's beyond explain. I was there for 7 days, and I visited there. I had some great food there, and I also participated in admission test, and I talked to a lot of people. They were really friendly, and where I stayed, that was one of my elder brother. Like he helped me a lot.
Thank you. You could do well, but you have to focus some important things that how to start speaking and how to explain the point. Been mentioned in the report that what is the tourist attraction is, when and why you visited there. You have to mention sometimes, and you can explain why you did. You have to bring some reason why you visited that. That was very attractive places. You can talk like this. Then last point, say you enjoy visiting. Why you enjoy this tourist place? You can bring some reason. Explain. I enjoy visiting for this region. For this region. So this thing is the cue card. Now I like to discuss about the extra parts. The third question. In the third part, we will be asked some more questions regarding two parts, and we have to focus to answer all the questions very long way, very elaborately. For example, if we are asked, what are the most popular tourist attractions in your country? So we can answer, well, there are many tourist attraction places in my country, Cox's Bazar, Sundarban, Rangamati, or some hillside of the country. But those places are more attractive because, Bangladesh is a small country. We don't have much more places. India. If you travel to India, you can find many attractive places. Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is one of the seven wonder in the world. So we don't have like this attractive place in our country. But in comparison with the other tourist place in Bangladesh, I like to mention the Sundarbans is a mangrove forest situated in Bagerhat, Khulna. You know, the Bagerhat Khulna is a traditionally famous in the period of British periods or some Mughal periods. There was some the Bajar of Khan Jahan Ali. Khan Jahan Ali decorated the places. There is a mangrove forest. The places, the forest is very attractive to the people around the world. So the question you need to answer elaboratingly. Now I like to ask the question, same question to the person, to Sabir, Mr. Sabir Hassan. Please, Sabir, what are the
Yes, sir.
most popular tourist attraction places in your country?
Tourism. So
You can bring well, you can start well. There are you can think something well. There are many tourist attractive places in my country, like some seaside, hillside, hill tracts, and your locality. You can mention some very familiar places in your locality. For example, you live in Dhaka. Where do you live?
Sir Jamal.
In Jamalpur. You can mention some places in Jamalpur. Can you tell me some places in Jamalpur which is very attractive places?
So in Jamalpur, we have a second large college, which named is Ashik Mahmud College, and there is also a place called Mitika, where the farmers and the researchers cultivate different kinds of seeds and give the sample to the agricultural institute, and they do the research of those seeds. And there are also a famous place called Degipar. There is a large uh, pond, and also
Okay, thank you. You have to teach and you have to make a habit of speaking spontaneously. One thing, the people who don't speak regularly English, they may have some problem like the fluency. And the Sabir doesn't have fluency because Sabir, I think you don't practice English with your friends. You need to emphasize practicing regularly English, no matter you may have mistake, but focus on fluency to improve your score in speaking. Gradually practice English with anyone, you can improve your speaking power. Okay, now second question. I like to ask Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman, can you answer the question? What are the most popular tourist attraction in your country?
Well, I guess in our countries there are a lot of tourist attraction place. Among them, mangrove forest, sea beach in our countries. Sea beach is uh, Kok- situated in Chattogram district. Uh, uh, Everyone knows there are numerous natural beauty in our countries. Our countries is worth watching, worth watching natural beauty marvelous. Um, in our country is populated. However, in our another countries located India. India's have a lot of natural beauties, and most of the famous and tourist attraction places Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal. Uh, uh, that's it, sir.
Okay, good, Abdul Rahman, you have done well. You need to try more things to improve. Okay, I like to listen from Rayyan Islam. Mr. Rayyan, can you talk about the question that what are the most popular tourist sport in your country or locality?
Thank you, sir. First of all, Thank you, sir. Then I would like to tell, I would like to continue with the topic. And sir, the most popular tourist attraction in our country is Cox's Bazar, the Cox's Bazar, Rangamati, and there are so many tourist places in our country. Especially the Cox's Bazar is famous, and there are a lot of tourists come here in every year, and they visited their this is the this is the longest sea beach in the world, and there are so many things you can get from here. There are so many people whose livelihood depends on this sea beach, and there are a lot of there are a lot of there are a lot of business, and so many things um, so many things depends on this sea beach, and especially the tourist attraction.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Now more question can be asked, like, do you agree that some tourist attraction should be free to visit? The question is a controversial one. So to answer the question, you can say yes, I do or not. Do you agree
Yes.
that some tourist attraction
Yes, sir, I agree.
should be free to visit? Yes, I agree, because tourist attraction play vital role to learn some knowledges. For example, if I visit London, I can learn the culture of London. If I visit Cox's Bazar, I can learn the weather, culture of the people in Cox's Bazar. If I visit many countries in the world, for example, some people who visit many countries like India or other, though they are not well educated, but they can speak many languages like Hindi. If you visit India, if you stay sometime in India, you can speak Hindi languages very well. If you come to Sylhet, you can speak Sylheti languages. You can learn about the Sylheti culture as well, how the people live in the regions. You can understand, you can learn. So it's very important to travel any places. That's why I think to the visiting any places, tourist attraction places should be free for the world. So can you answer, Sabir? You got the idea. Can you answer like me? Do you agree that some tourist attraction place should be free to visit? Sabir, try to answer.
Yes, sir. It is sometimes seen that tourist attractions, including museums, important historical sites, and prominent monuments, imposes a higher fee for the overseas travelers than the local people. I do not agree with this idea and believe that the charges should be exactly the same. When we went to the Lalbagh Kella, there we see that the local visitors have to pay 30 taka, but the the people who came outside of our country, they will charge 100 taka per person. So
Abdurrahman, question is that, do you think tourist attraction place should be free for everyone? Do you agree or not?
Yeah, I think
Abdurrahman, excuse me, Sabir, do you agree with this? Sabir, do you agree with that the tourist attraction place should be free or not?
yes, sir, it should be free for everyone.
Why? What are the logic? Or why do you think that they should be free?
Sir, I need more time.
So I like to help you that you can mention that, okay, it should be free because if I travel, student of usually student don't have money. If they are the system of payments, student never can visit some places. So I think if it is free for everyone, student can visit, then it's parts of education. A student need to visit some places so they gather some knowledge. That's why I think tourist attraction place should be free for all. Okay, why do you, Abdurrahman, Mr. Abdurrahman, why do you agree that the tourist place should be free for all?
yeah, I think it shouldn't be free for everyone. I see most of the time in our countries, whenever anything is free, so most of the people want to join these things. As a result, in tourist attracting place, if free, so most of the time, most of the time, general people enter. So I think to tourist attracting place, some for student should be free for student, and
Okay, good.
general.
Good, Abdurrahman, you could answer very well. Good, thank you. You understood. Now, we need to learn about the IELTS speaking modules. What are the very important things to get good score? Can you share? I have discussed very sorts of things how to get good score in speaking. Can you share your comment how you will get good score in speaking? Please share your comments. What thing you have to emphasize to have a good score in speaking module? Please, one by one, as far in the today's class, as I discussed, what thing you have to emphasize to have good score in speaking. Roman, Mr. Shabir, please share your comments. What thing you need to emphasize to have good score in speaking module?
Yeah, can I share?
Yes.
I think firstly I can say accurately. Uh, I have to know about topic. Besides, I have to say precisely, and the grammatical knowledge must be known.
Okay. Abdurrahman, I earlier mentioned, so some common question may be asked from the first part. There are three parts in speaking. First part, examiner will ask you some common question, your work, your study, your like or dislike, your friends. You have to answer the question as usually. But if the examiner will ask you some question elaborately, like explain this one, you need to explain long, elaborately way until your examiner stop you. So remember that ensure you're speaking a score whether you have four skills like fluency, pronunciation, vocabulary knowledge, and grammatical accuracy. For skill, we justify the score of the candidate in speaking part. So you have to ensure fluency by practicing with your friends regularly. Otherwise, you cannot improve your fluency. Then you have to improve your vocabulary by learning English vocabulary, by reading English magazine, newspaper. Try to learn some new word. Don't use a word again and again. It's not good for speaking and for writing. Then fluency, pronunciation. If you are not familiar with good pronunciation, you cannot do better. So emphasize your pronunciation to do better in speaking module. So you can have a question to me to improve your speaking, please. If you have any question to the speaking module, you can ask me question. The thing I give you, the idea I gave you to improve your speaking. Please, Abdurrahman, comment. How can you improve your speaking? Please comment your view. I have given some idea.
Firstly, I keep practicing, and besides, in our countries, environment very bad, because of most of the time, whenever I say English, anyone must be says, you see, he says English. So I always try share my fellow. Uh,
Good. Abdurrahman, you have to focus speaking English, practice English with your friend, with anyone. Then you can do another things for IELTS preparation. That for some cue card you can practice regularly. You can practice of your own regularly. Then you can improve. It's very important thing for improving, getting good score in speaking mark. And we organizing some workshop like the mm, uh, like something that the 10-day challenges. We have some workshop. You can join with the workshop. This is a free workshop. Then you can practice English. We also have some native speaker. You can practice your pronunciation as well to practicing regularly. Then you can improve your English. So I like to give you some sort of thing that semblance of speaking. You can have looks how to get good score of speaking. You can have some answer how the cue card can be explained to have a good score. For example, there is a cue card. There is a cue card that describe a subject you have studied that you like. What the name of the subject was, why you enjoy studying the subject, how hard you study the subject, explain what it was that you like most about the subject. You can answer the question following the things that there is a sample answer. You can speak like this way. Okay, the subject I study at university that I excelled it in and an undergraduate students was psychology. I decided to enroll this course through the faculty of arts and the major in it's because I did not it didn't I have any free prayers in mathematics, which was not only of my best subject in high school, and I also become I had a natural curiosity for this. From the very first lecture I attended in my first year to my final exam in the third year, I loved it. In the 3 years, I studied it and I attended every lecture and every tutorial. Apart from being naturally interested in psychology, I found my lecture to be very interesting, intelligent, and helpful people who all had a real patience for their especially. This encouraged me to study harder and strive for high grades. In in order to achieve the highest grade I possibly could in the subject, I knew I had to put in long hour for hard study. I devoted every spare moments of my free times to studying the subject intensely. I even study a lot of other material on psychology, not related to my courses because I love it so much. Well, most of my classmates were busy partying in their uh, parties, club, friends clubs, and in the free times I had my hard work work in the books, but it was not a burden for me at all. Rather, in uh, insightful curiosity, I was in I was in um, disbelief when I saw my final grade for psychology. I got a score of 94%. The hard work and persistence had paid off. The excellent grade is uh, inspired me on to maintain my discipline for not only this subject but also rest of the subject. Also, my entire art course. Also, throughout my entire art course. After my graduation, the head professor of the Faculty of Psychology encouraged me to think about doing a master degree for following years, but I decided to take a few years of instant as I was so burnout. This is the sample of good IELTS speaking cue cards. You can follow this sample. You can try to answer this way. The more important thing for speaking part is to practicing more and more to improve your fluency, learn vocabulary. Then gradually you can have good score in speaking. So we are nearly to finish the classes. If you have some question, you can ask me. Do you have any question to ask?
Sir, can I ask about reading?
Readings, okay. I think so in reading part we have delivered lots of classes. We have tried to teach some techniques. I advise you, Abdul Rahman, if you meet the reading classes, I like to advise you to join our Facebook groups, Hassle-Free IELTS and Hassle-Free Educations. There are lots of reading classes I delivered. You can watch, or if you have some problems, I will give you some technique. What problem you are facing in the reading parts?
Sir, at this moment, I am facing problems MCQ and with clues.
With clue, Abdul Rahman. For MCQ, I have given you, I have told in my reading classes some strategy like the first of all, read the question and go find out the location where the question is discussed, the passage. Then if you get some idea regarding the question, then come back to the option A, B, C, D. Sometimes they did not clear, they did not make clear directly answer. You have to understand all things in the passage, then you come back to the option. I think you can do, but if you don't know the vocabulary, it's difficult for you to find the correct answers. So I advise you, Abdul Rahman, when you practice, when you read the passage, learn some uncommon words, then you can identify the correct answers. And other thing you are struggling with clue. In terms of answering with clue, fill in the blanks. You have to focus the question main themes. They never mention the main word. They always use synonym word. Just go through the passage and read the paragraph, the location of questions, then come back to the question. Just try to understand the meaning. You can find out the correct answer. But main thing for you to understand the word meaning. So if you have more questions, you can ask me. Can anyone have a question to, or we have to end the classes here? Do anyone have a question? Okay, thank you very much for everyone. Thank you to have time with me. Thank you very much for the classes today. Thank you.